Hey everyone, I'm going to put you on mute. And like I said, I always give about 4 minutes for everyone to get on, and then we'll get started. All right, I think you guys are muted. Okay, we're going to give it about 2 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to post that we are in the meeting so everybody knows. I did get a couple of messages that people are going to watch it on record. All right, one more minute and we're getting to work. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started and not worry about anyone else. They can watch it on record. So welcome to Macros 101 for the holiday mini Shred Tribe session. You guys all know me, you know my story. So I always like to start with reminding you guys, and I said this in the welcome meeting, that what you're doing now currently is not working. So what you're going to be doing will work. And hopefully you guys will embrace it and understand that it does take change, lifestyle changes to form new habits. And then those new habits will help with your lifestyle changes and you're going to start to see your body change. Everything I'm going to tell you works, I promise. And at the end, I'm going to read some tips and tricks and hints from previous Shred Tribe clients that are still in it or have gone on maintenance, just so you can hear what they have to say. And I typed that up. So the first thing is most important is that you have to plan. If you fail to plan, you're going to fail for 100%. When we go by the seat of our pants and don't know what we're eating, or hold on, let me make sure I'm on record. Yep. Okay. We don't know what we're eating, or we don't know what things cost, which we're going to talk about. How do you know if you've had enough of something or not enough of something? I have people that say to me, you know, I ate 1,200 calories today. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, first of all, that's not enough calories. You need to probably be eating between 1,400 and 1,800 calories. But how many proteins did you have today? How much of that was carbs? And they don't know. They are like, well, I don't know. I just count my calories. Well, counting calories is just not enough, because what if they're eating 1,200 calories of carbs or 1,200 calories of fats? Then obviously they're going to gain weight. That's where macros come in: your proteins, your carbs, your fats. So for every protein, every 1 gram of protein, it's 4 calories. For every 1 gram of carbs, it's 4 calories. And for every 1 gram of fat, it's 9 calories. So everything equates, that's a calorie, to a macro. And when we track macros, we don't worry about the caloric number. We don't worry about that big picture. We focus on the little numbers: your proteins, your carbs, your fats. So I want everyone to visualize their daily budget or their monthly budget at home. And I want you guys to think about the two things. So if you have a monthly budget, let's say it's $10,000, and you're going to pay your mortgage, your car payments, more than one, maybe two, I don't know how many you guys have, your auto insurance, your health insurance, and then you pay your electric bill, your phone bill, and then you have whatever's left. And whatever's left is your disposable income, right? You can get your hair done, you can get your nails done, whatever it is that you do with your disposable income. But you would not start your month off and just go get your hair done and go get your nails done and then hope that you have enough money to pay all those bills, right? So you have a budget, and you make sure you pay all your big bills, and whatever's left is for you to do what you want with. It's the same thing with your macros. You have a daily budget, and if you just wing it, you're not going to have any idea by the end of the day of what you have left or what you went over. Same thing from monthly budget of your home to your daily budget of your macros. So when you're doing your food logs or planning your day, you want to think about the big items, the big times you're eating. Maybe you don't eat breakfast, but you're a really big lunch eater, or you're a really big dinner eater, or you intermittent fast and you eat from a certain window from like 12 noon to 8 p.m. or 10 to 6 or whatever it is. Intermittent fasting is not a way to lose weight. It's just the timing of your food. You're still going to get the same amount of food in, just in a smaller window. So if you have, and these are random numbers, you have 1,600 calories, but they're broken up into 140 proteins, 120 carbs, and then you have, let's say, 40 fats. Whatever you're going to eat, your big meals, you're going to start pulling away from that budget, right? So then you have whatever left from your main meals or your staples. And that could be like, whatever's left could be like a protein bar or a protein shake, or maybe you have some carbs left. You want to have an apple, or you want to have rice cakes, or you want that one Oreo or whatever it is. If you allow for it in your budget, whether first thing in the morning or you have it left, you can have it. So I want you guys to, as I'm talking, I want you guys to think about what you currently eat every day. We all have staples. I eat a lot of the same foods every single day. And I'm going to add a video, add a Zoom into the group that's called Food in My Kitchen. It's from a couple of years ago, but my food hasn't changed. So I bring you guys into my kitchen and I show you everything I normally eat on a daily basis. I am a creature of habit. A lot of times when you get into macros tracking, you become a creature of habit, which is fine because that helps you stay on track, stay focused. So when you're planning your daily budget or your food for the day, a lot of times you could just plug it in and then move things around. And that's what I call macros Tetris. And that's where I come in. So let's say Barbara puts all her food in and she messages me, or I could see it and you're over carbs, but it might be only by 20 grams. Then I'm going to say, Barbara, let's cut down that rice just a little bit, or maybe only have 1 piece of bread, or maybe 1.5 pieces of bread. And we try to make the numbers work. Or, you don't have enough food. I might say, okay, 3 ounces of tuna is not going to cut it, which we're going to talk about. Let's bump that up. So forget what you've always been told and start thinking about what the new is. So You need to be eating 6 to 8 ounces of protein pretty much at every meal in order to hit your protein numbers. That could be inclusive of a protein shake. It could be a protein bar. You can have your protein shake with your breakfast. If you're not a big breakfast person, you can, stack it up from lunch down. But you're not going to hit your numbers if you're not going to eat more volume at every meal. So when you are tracking, and I give you those numbers, your numbers are tried and true, but you don't have to be perfect. So it could be 10 over or under your proteins and your carbs, and 8 over or under your fats. So if I tell you can have 140 proteins, you're only at 130, that's fine. If you're at 146, that's fine. But if you're at 128 or you're at 152, I'm going to help you either cut it or add it to hit your numbers. The 10-gram leeway is because sometimes we're not 100% accurate. So it gives you that leeway for that as well. Or maybe you're at 130, you have to 140, but you're really not that hungry. So you might not want all those shrimp that you logged, and you can pull some out. It's not in stone what you're eating in your log. You can always change it, manipulate the numbers so that they work for you. You can have alcohol, you can, nothing's on restriction. So we really want to be mindful of not putting yourself on a diet. That is far and the most important. If you message me and say, can I have this? I'm going to say, hold on, do you want this? And how would it look if you put it in your food log? Let's see what it looks like when you put it in your food log. When you are planning your food, yes, you can have fruit. And if you guys went through the ebook, I talk about that. Fruit is not a bad thing. Carbs are your friend. You need to have carbs in your daily budget. And that's why I give them to you. So if you say, oh, I want to lose weight faster, I'm not going to eat all these carbs that Coach Shannon gave me, it's not going to do anything for you. You might even gain weight. So you really want to stick to what I tell you and don't change it. Someone messaged me yesterday and they said, can I have Crystal Light instead of just plain water? Can I have LaCroix? Can I add meal drops? And yes, absolutely. 100%. I put electrolytes in my water. I never drink water without my electrolytes. I just drink the sugar-free electrolytes, so it doesn't affect my macros. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. So we talked about your budget. We talked about macros. When you're logging it in, whether it's in MyFitnessPal or Fitbit, it might not be instant, because it's technology. You might have to refresh, you might have to close out. It might take a few minutes or so, but eventually you will get in my app. If you are in-app tracking, it's automatic. You're putting it in right in the app. You're also getting meal ideas and recipes through the Explore, where you are logging your food, which is really, really helpful, because sometimes it'll say extra protein, low carb, like depending on what you need for the day. And you can choose that same recipe, but 4 different variations. But you guys need to remember that if you're doing Fitbit or MyFitnessPal, if you message me and say it's not coming through, oh wait, it just came through, that's going to happen, because depending on where you are, how MyFitnessPal is working for the day, how Fitbit's working for the day. So just keep that in mind. It's not immediate all the time. It was asked about lean cuisines and healthy choice meals. Those are all fine. If you are okay with the processed meal of that choice, I have no problem with it. I actually like healthy choice meals. I try to go with the steamers, and then I add to it. I'll add broccoli or I'll add chicken. It's just like a base starter for me because I don't cook. Ideal nutrition meals, any of those delivery prepped meals are great, but you have to scan them and make sure that they fit in your daily budget. Most things are scannable. That means like when you're looking at the barcode, just scan this and it will pull up whatever it is that you are planning on eating, and then you can change, if you need to, you can change the serving size. But the most important thing would be to scan when you can, for sure. When you are eating out, plan ahead. Think about where you're going for dinner. Look at the menu. A lot of menus now have the nutrition values on your on the website, on the menu. A lot of times it's already in the app. If it is a confirmed item, especially MyFitnessPal, if you see the check mark that it's a confirmed item, go for it. If you don't see that it's a confirmed item, then I would double check and look on the website and then put it in your app when you're going to, before you eat it. And always, always, always track it before you eat. Because if you eat it, you can't give it back, right? So if, let's say you have down, you're gonna have 12 strawberries, and then you eat all those strawberries and you realize, shit, now I'm over carbs, what are you gonna do? But if you put 6 in and you still have room, then you put 8 in and you still have room, and then you put 4 more in, you still have room, then you know you're good to go. And that goes without saying, because I already talked about pre-logging and preparing before you do anything. So you really have to think ahead. Now, you know, if you're at a work cafeteria, whatever is there, put it in your app before you eat it. If you're going to lunch with friends, think about it before you eat it. Put it in your app. If you put it in afterwards, it might lead you into trouble at the end of the day. What I tell everybody is the night before, think about all your staples. Think about what you're doing that next day. Do you have a work meeting? You know, what day is it at the cafeteria? What is going on the next day? And start thinking about it. Start building your day of what you know, and then you can work around it because you'll see what you have left. So I want you guys to look at your app. And looking at your app, you will see on your dashboard, I'm just going to pull up someone's, give me 1 second. Okay. When you're looking at your app, and this will focus eventually, you'll see this person has met all of her macros where it's yellow. If this person always has macros, if it's blue, that means that she has not had enough. So she needs to keep eating. And if she's going to be one of those people that doesn't ever go over. So let me find something. All these people are doing, okay, so this was Thanksgiving. So this person went over on everything, right? So pretty much what I told them on Thanksgiving was eat what you want, enjoy it, and then make sure you log it so that you know when you go to weigh in, if you know scale doesn't move, look back what you did. So this person did that, but if you see red, that means something's not, you either went over in your proteins, carbs, or fats, and it will tell you. If you click on what I just showed you, hold on. I can see, I don't know if you guys can, everything that you guys log, either in MyFitnessPal, in Fitbit, or in my app. So when you message me, you don't have to send me screenshots. I could just say, oh, I noticed you had a piece of dark chocolate, you know, whatever the case is. And I can help you with your numbers because I can see it. Looking at your app today, you should see on your to-do list, weigh-in, photos, steps, and water. That should be right on your home screen. I call that your dash. I believe everybody calls it their dash. I'm just pretty sure it's called the dash. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this person started logging all their food. There's their photos, and there's their to-do list. So you're going to check off that you did everything that you were supposed to do. Those are requirements. And then I'll look to make sure you did it at the end of every day. At the shortcuts, You can join my Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, I give tips and tricks and all that fun stuff. The YouTube channel, you guys already know. There's the ebook, which everybody should be reading. And then the tips, which I will be going over with you guys. But these are super, super important. And that's why I have it here. I tell everybody, you can screenshot it, plan ahead, bulk up your meals. We talked about it, 6 to 8 ounces. Always have healthy food in your fridge or pantry. Have your grab and go items. I have yogurt, different types of yogurt, different proteins, different carbs, different fats. We're going to talk about that at another meeting. I always have Publix chicken breast in the refrigerator, the deli meat, so that I can just grab it and go. Keep an eye on your fruit because it does have carbs, but if you log it, you can have it. You know about drinking half your body weight in water, prepping your meals in advance. If you're not a meal prepper, not a big deal. Do not weigh yourself every day. That will drive you crazy and it will drive me crazy. Tofu is a great option if you're not big on protein. Chicken or tuna. They both have, the protein that you need. Obviously, animal proteins have higher protein. So just keep that in mind. For the first week, you're just going to focus on hitting your proteins, drinking your water, and getting in as many steps as you can. As we progress, once you hit your proteins, everything else will fall into place. But that's when we start focusing on the other things. Great, Barbara or Genevieve, you guys hit your proteins this week. Now let's work on the carbs. Now, when I say focus on proteins, I don't mean go over carbs and fats. I mean, once you start getting your proteins, we're going to be working on carbs and fats so you can hit those numbers. Yes, I would get a scale. I can not a scale that you weigh yourself, but a scale for the kitchen. The kitchen scale will help you without guessing. So a lot of times we underguess, a lot of times we overguess. If you see something that you think is 6 ounces, it may not be, or 8 ounces, it may not be. But if you have that food scale, it will definitely give you exactly what it is. And a lot of times when you're tracking macros, if you don't see the scale moving as quickly as you want or as much as you want, it's because you're guessing the amount of food you're eating and not actually weighing it. So start getting in the habit of doing that and also scanning your food items that we talked about. Logging vitamins is not necessary unless you take gummy vitamins, which I do. So I have to log them all because they do count as carbs usually. So you want to track those. The most important macro, which I'm going to say over and over again, is your proteins. If you are using MyFitnessPal, on the top right-hand corner of my app, there's a way to toggle back and forth between MyFitnessPal. So you don't have to open the app, close the app, open the app, close the app. It'll just toggle. So you should be able to find that when you're looking at it. I'm not going to talk about logging your workouts yet. If you're connected with my Apple or Garmin, it'll automatically carry it in. I gave you guys homework in the welcome meeting last night. I'm not going to say what it is because I want everybody to watch the welcome meeting, but that's the only way that you're going to get to know a lot of things that the app does. So make sure you guys watch that meeting. It's going to take a good 7 to 10 days to get used to tracking. But once you do, it's going to be so comfortable and it's going to be something that you're always going to do. Like when you're not going to open a refrigerator and see apples or yogurt or eggs, you're going to see your macros. Okay, this apple I know has 28 carbs. You're going to start to visualize it and know what you want to eat because you know what's going to fit into your numbers. And also remember there are no restrictions. So I'm going to give you a couple of simple strategies to help you get started with your kitchen, with your house. So first one is put your snack food in a less accessible cupboard. So out of sight, out of mind. So if you are buying something for yourself and nobody else in the house, first of all, get rid of it. And messaging me and saying, I just want to finish up these Doritos. I don't want to throw them away. Bring them to work. You don't even know the amount of food I bring to the kids at Orange Theory Fitness because I don't want it at my house. But if you have kids in the house and you have to have it in the house for that reason, then put it somewhere that you don't see it, don't think about it. Remove easy snacking items. So if you're the person that's at the office and you're like, oh, I have these M&Ms on my desk for everybody when they walk by, which hopefully nobody does that anymore with M&Ms because of germs and stuff. But the candy's not there for them. The candy's there for you. You just make yourself think it's there for them. Get it out of the way. They don't need it probably as much as you don't need it. Clear your counters because that will help you feel more organized, help you eat. It'll be easier to prep. You'll feel more confident when you're cooking to clear out your counters. Always have a few meals that you can pre-make and get ready to go. So I always count out like my Cheerios. I will put my strawberries in bags. I'll always have yogurt. I will always have cottage cheese in containers. I will always have mush, which is overnight oats, but already made from Publix. Stock your kitchen with a bunch of different proteins. When you watch or listen to my food in my kitchen, you'll hear me say all the different yogurts I have, how I have pouches of tuna, pouches of chicken, the chicken in a pouch or chicken in a can or wherever that is. I always have rice cakes on hand in case I need carbs. I always have cheese sticks on hand in case I need fats. Practice mindful eating while you're eating. You're going to be more mindful because you're putting it in your app, but try to unplug while you're eating. Try not to sit in front of the television while you're eating your dinner, right? Try not to be scrolling on social media while you're eating your food. Be more mindful of what you're doing and it will help you be more successful. If your dinner is your favorite meal, plug that in first. If you know what you're eating for dinner, plug it in first and then plan the rest of your day around it. Find go-to meals or places that you work around that you know what they have there and have those in your head. Like I am a big Pollo Tropical person, so I know I can get the Tropi Chop. I can get it with half brown rice. I can get it with lettuce. I can get it with salsa, and then I can get my chicken. And I add that in my app individually, each part of that item. And I know it's okay for me to go to that place. Usually building places like Bole, Just Salad, all those things, just build it in your app, individual items. It's the easiest thing for me. And then you just build your ingredients. Try not to graze. Make sure you sit down and eat your meals. If you're cooking for a child, don't pick at their food. They want their food just as much as you want to try it. So try not to eat their food. Have a meal that you can easily manipulate every day. Usually like a wrap or something, because maybe you can pull protein in, protein out to hit your macros. Maybe 3 egg whites, 2 whole eggs, maybe 4 egg whites, 1 whole egg, but you can manipulate that because it's easy to do. Try to evenly distribute your macros. So if I give you 150 proteins, try to do 40, 40, 40, and then what's ever left, you can use for your disposable income, right? Your disposable, whatever you want. Things I want you to think about every day is, are you hitting your macros within the 10 grams over under for proteins and carbs and 8 for fats? Are you drinking your water every day that you're supposed to be drinking? Half your body weight in water. We already talked about it can be substituted out for things. Are you staying engaged in the app and are you watching the Zooms? And I want to read something to you from the health department, which I have here. And it's about your fitness. So give me 1 second. I have all my different notes here. Okay. If your goal is to reduce your body weight by 5% or more, and then you want to keep it off, the Health Department Human Resources indicates that a minimum of 300 minutes of moderate intensity activity weekly will be needed. Out of that, 120 to 180 minutes should be lifting, strength training, not cardio. So the more lean muscle you have, the more fat your body will burn. The more cardio you do, the softer your body will be, and you will not be able to burn as much fat. So you guys have to remember that. Now I'm going to read you before I end this meeting, and before I give you guys your homework. These are things that other Shred Tribe people have said. At the end of sessions, I ask for tips and tricks and things that they want to share, advice. I would tell them to track everything in the morning. That helps me keep on track, and it's easier to hit the numbers when it's pre-logged. Someone said, I know it sounds like it's a lot of meat. Trust the process. This person says, it works and you can eat carbs. It may be a little overwhelming at first, but it does get easier. And if you stay consistent, the weight will come off. I would tell someone new to find 1 to 2 breakfasts and lunches that fit into their macros and repeat them basically daily. Then find 4 to 5 dinners and do the same thing. It makes it much easier to manage over a long period of time. Someone said, if you stray off course, just get right back on it. The challenge is between you, your mind, and your body. If you drink, it's not easy, but you will have to be willing to make a lifestyle change. I would tell a Shred Tribe member to track a day or 2 ahead and never go over the 10 above. Someone else said, it's not as bad as you think. After 2 to 3 weeks, you're never going to stop. I've been in the Shred Tribe for 2 years. I've hit my goal and I just keep going. Someone said, pre-log and pre-plan all your meals in order to be successful and make your macros and hit your macros. Maybe the word would be more consistent is better, but either way, Shannon's Shred Tribe, it works. Someone said, planning ahead is my advice. Write it all down before you eat it. If plans change, you can move things around, but easier to stay on track when you have the plan before the day starts and then put it in your app before you even go. Another tip is to plan at least one thing you're really looking forward to eat at the end of the day or maybe middle of the day, and you're less likely to go off track or binge. It's okay if you mess up while you're learning. Everything is fixable. It's not considered a disaster unless you eat first and track later. We talked about that. Don't stress, just try and enjoy it and have fun on the new journey to a healthier lifestyle with Coach Shannon. I would tell the new Shred Tribe members to listen to Coach Shannon. She knows her shit. Someone else said, don't be discouraged and take it one day at a time. It'll get easier as you go. Just be patient. Shannon knows her stuff. So having her as a coach is amazing. Change doesn't happen overnight. This is why I'm doing my second challenge. So no, it's not easy, but it will get easy. It will get more comfortable. That's why I'm here. So your homework tonight for tomorrow and for the next 2 days is to track as much as you can. And at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'll give you guys till 3 o'clock. You're going to track as much food as you can for the day. Think about your dinners, think about your snacks. And at 3 o'clock, I'm going to look at your logs. And then I'm going to give you feedback and I'm going to help you hit your numbers. So this week is like a practice week. Every week is a practice week, but this week I am going to really hold you to stone to make sure that you guys are using me. Remember, I am here to help you. I am never bothered by your messages, by your questions. Use me. That's why you're paying me. Remember, I am your coach. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to eat, but I will help you figure out what to eat. I'll give you suggestions, 100%. But we're in this together. And I'm super excited to help you guys and get this going. Our weekly meeting is going to be on Thursday night, and I would love for you guys to join in. It's going to be with all the other Shred Tribe members, which right now with the holidays, it probably won't be a big group. But this coming week is going to be about self-sabotage. So we'll talk about that. And then if you have any questions, message me. If you haven't watched the welcome meeting, I need you to watch that because I asked you guys questions as your homework. And that's going to help me set up your app a little bit more for you. And welcome again to the Shred Tribe for those that weren't on the meeting last night that are watching it now with the other meeting. I'm super excited to be on this journey with you guys, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Remember, start putting food in the app, and we'll look at it together for the next 3 days and for the next 5 weeks. Have a great night. Remember, always be badass. This will be recorded, and I'll also put in the group the Food in My Kitchen Zoom that you guys can watch. And that will give you a lot of great tips. So bye, guys. Have a good night. Also, I want to say one more thing. I forgot. In the YouTube channel, if you go to share my fave food Zooms, every 8-week session, we have one meeting where everybody brings food that they use in their, to help them hit their numbers. And we do like a share and tell. So if you ever are bored or you're sitting at home and you want to watch a movie, those are the ones to watch. Those are the Zooms to watch. Unless there's a topic like you can't sleep or whatever, and you find that topic to watch. But Food in My Kitchen is the one I'm going to share with you guys. And then Share and Tell or My Fave Foods are the names of the meetings that are in the YouTube that will help you have new ideas for foods. All right. Have a great day. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Have a wonderful night. And I'll see you all on Wednesday. Just kidding. Thursday at 7 p.m. Bye, everyone. Have a great night. Thanks for coming on. Remember, always be badass.